Greetings. Okay, kind of keep this one a bit short. It's been kind of a long day, and I gotta get up early tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm gonna be careful about how I say this. Yeah, I haven't really been tapping into the whole Pope thing too deeply. Of course, obviously, there's like a million other ways of looking at it. But I did feel like there was maybe you can't prove any of this stuff though. I would just say, yeah, there might have been some. Without going into details, yeah, there might have been some help with him crossing over. So we'll never know the story. It is the Pope, and who knows what's going on with that. So yeah, I just felt something later on. There might have been something else going on with that, but there's no way to really know. So just obviously some people tap into like crazy ass timelines, and there could be some truth to that. It's just no way to really prove it or not. But that doesn't mean it's wrong either. So who the fucking knows? We're in a world of crazy anyway, right? The other thing is this guy came into mind or into the news recently. I think this is the right one. Yeah. Former Nestle CEO, and he looks normal and is old. I'm not sure if they even have a normal picture of him anymore. Yeah, I don't think it was a walk-in at that time. Now they have him, this was very alien, yeah. They say he has a disease or something, but he does not feel right at all. Like something came into his body. Like that's not him. Some kind of walk-in creature. Was he ever him? Oh, I could see him being switched out every so often with something else, which shows when they sell themselves out. And Nestle is pretty dirty, so yeah, it's pretty kind of an evil company, or it is an evil company. Yeah, I feel like he gets switched out a lot, but this one's kind of like, Now, why is that happening? I can say it's disclosures, shadow government, deep state stuff. Who knows? At least they're passing it off as illness. But even just tapping into his name and not knowing who he is, I felt there was an alien presence there. So, yeah. As for where that's going and everything is a whole another story. So, we're into uncharted territory. That's about as good as it's gonna get with that, though. As for alien stuff, there's your disclosure. Have a nice day. That's about it. Yeah, Nestle is pretty dirty. I forgot the whole conspiracy around it, but either way, and even part of the third dimension or the spiritual journey here. Those that are the Matrix people, they get pulled into the 3D people. I mean, obviously, you have regular people that are just doing 3D stuff. It's like whatever, ball games, whatever the hell it is, But yeah, I guess you could say that they're afraid to come out of that. Obviously, those that can, and they like lock themselves down into the third dimensional mindset. You can say it's through manipulation, but it's still their own decision too. Like they're afraid to go outside that world and they see you in the lens of that world too, meaning like you're doing a spiritual work and they just can't quite, it's alien, but they don't know how to describe it. They just know it's not for them. But it's it's those that are outside the matrix and those that are enslaved by it. Oh, that was the other thing. So you have these high vibrational beings. I've talked about this before, but you have the spirit realms and they're high vibration, everything's grand, everyone's super duper, and then they incarnate here and they think they're going to be okay. But they can't handle this place. So they become drug addicts, some kind of addiction issues, they psychopaths, violent, whatever it is. But they can't. Yeah, they're not. I think they're strong enough to handle this place, but then again, and that's their own ignorance to think that. Now, obviously, you can spoon into this reality little by little. You take it, where you can handle it, or you go to other worlds and you kind of prepare for this place. You don't just jump into it. Many jump into it thinking they can handle it. Of course, you're high as a kite and they're on crack cocaine and higher dimensions, and the incarnate here is like, oh, no, I'm a psychopath. And there's no way around it. So, and that's why a lot of beings, avoid this place for obvious reasons, because they know what will happen to them. And they're not willing or strong, and some are just not strong enough to, no matter how much they do to avoid becoming a psycho or whatever it is, they just can't. I think they can like do like was it holographic realities that look pretty much like this, probably exactly. And to give them an idea of what it's like, give them a piece of this place, and they just can't do it. No matter how, they just blank their memory out, and this is all real. It's on fail like a motherfucker. I think that's what the alien realms are for. To like build something like this. It's like, it could be just a small room or whatever, a holodeck realm. And it just, damn. I imagine the failure rate's pretty high. So, being here, as brutal as this place is, if you're surviving, keeping some kind of sanity here. Like at work, I have some people that are just shady as a motherfucker. But then again, they're probably shady anyway. But still, they're a higher being, happy about that? No, but and scavengers and all that. But so it's not perfect here. You just do the best you can. But man, this is not for everybody. That's for sure. It's just what's the outcome of all this? I mean, there is a silver lining to it somewhere. I mean, in your own incarnation. But those that have it easy here, like some of the New Agers are all like high vibration, whatever. I mean, at least they're not psychotic, I guess. But some of them are complete sellouts. It's just, some are not going anywhere either. So it's hard. It's take one blow after the other. I mean, it all counts as something somewhere. But like I said, the high vibrational beings that incarnate here, damn dude, they can become a psychopath and take over hell. So anyway, another day in the office. So this is quite common also of that. Like you see in their higher self, higher dimensional energies, it's it's everything you want, and then here the person here is just a complete scumbag. So it's like there's no hope for them either, which is even more burning. It's like they're just not going to change. It's going to be part of the third dimensional thinking. Just become a 3D person and just live in that hollowed out hell. Of course, spirituality is another version of hell. Choose your hell, right? Choose your poison. Those are the spiritual work. you say it's like a graduation. I don't want to call it a present, but it's a graduation from the physical realm. I mean, you know, it's unless you want to keep coming back here. It's like you're at the you came out of the abyss. So anyway, so enough about that. So I'm not sure if you need to bring in the Pope. I'm kind of careful with the whole Pope thing. I was going to try and channel. That didn't come through yesterday. I don't think anything about the Pope. Just in general, try not to get too controversial with it. But yeah, it's like, yeah, you never know. Yeah, doesn't really matter either. But see, today, did anything? Nothing too exciting happened today. But anyway. So okay, all right, we're going to fuck. I guess we're going to the Vatican consciousness. What the fuck? On a neutral level. A lot of that's draconian, reptilian. Yeah, why not, right? Just not to get too out there, but yeah, they're controlling power over the Queen or the England and all that. Yeah, influence. Jeez. Okay, all right, we do a quick connection there. All right, greetings. So, yes, Vatican conscious, and draconian frequency. Well, of course, yes. There's also Atlantean energies there. Atlanteans that are spellcasters, wizards, things of that kind. Building out religion as a way of hiding themselves, controlling your reality, of course. Using all these cathedrals and everything to control your society as they stay in hiding. In plain sight to some level. Of course, you see Disney, you see some magical energies there, so they're trying to expose themselves slightly. They can only do so much. And your Pope, yes, is a reptilian being that gave himself to, the system to be controlled, but also to. There is some good there. He was trying to bring some kind of enlightenment, and of course, he got pulled into all the controversies and brainwashing and so on. He feels like he's a god of his own, and he can't be worshipped in other realities now after this. Doesn't mean it's going to help him much or do him much good. And you can say how this is one way of how celebrity is created. It's meaning that the Pope in some other world is a rock star where everyone's all over him. Obviously, you gotta clear out some of that religious energy, but they can be like something like a Justin Timberlake on another planet. Because they have this magnetic effect on people now, and they can kind of mess with it as long as they want to. They can also, now it's kind of ingrained into his energy field. So just to give you some context, same thing with the Queen. She would just use it more to control others, though. Just to keep herself hidden. Also to use people like puppets. No surprise there. Yeah, she's ruling some part of the universe right now. We say a small part of it. She thinks she rules it all, but overall it's still very small. They might make it look like yes, you own everything, which it really doesn't. Not going into the details of that, but your Vatican, yes, has a control grid over society, and it's up to society to snap out of it. But yes, countless spells. It's also a fear within Atlantean energies that people here will get weaponized and truly destroy the world. Well, connect more to it. It's really about, say what you want, everyone has their own opinion, but religion is really to keep humans from accessing their abilities. Yes, to put them in reverse. And every once in a while, obviously, many of you are finding some way to connect to your abilities. Because the idea, they don't really want people to hack because they can't control themselves as it is. And it's really to shut down magic, to shut down those belief systems, metaphysics, and everything. Because they don't want these people using laser eyes or whatever they conjure up. They're already in trouble as it is. You give them more power, they're out of control. So this is kind of like a setup to keep the world shut down. Of course, humans still are a power source of good and chaotic frequencies. So it is an attack on society at some level. Not completely, but it's just, it challenges of keeping humans away from their abilities. And like I said, some of you find your way around it, but still there's a lot more of a journey there. And even still, in your alien groups, there are those here that say they're here to help you, but also they're there to keep you shut down. Not all of them, but some do exist like that. So, I'm connecting to my abilities, but not really. I mean, somewhat, yes, but they're also to dilute it too. Not to say these Atlanteans have the best intentions, no. But they're the survivors of, the wars throughout history. So, yeah, and some of them are cardinals, and, they keep a low profile, but they're still active. Doesn't mean you can look up on the internet. Sometimes you can, but you'll never really know. So, that's